working for others. So I learned by, being a contractor and doing projects for other people, and working with other developers that have done it before, and they know the deal. So, what I tell a lot of people is, the best way to learn is to, either work with somebody who's done it, and do a joint venture, or find somebody to kind of mentor you through something. But if you can find somebody in your area and partner with them, that's the best way to do it and learn, through them. And pretty much in any area, you're going to find developers that are doing kind of what I'm talking about. When you have an urban area and you've got that gentrification going on around the urban center, all you got to do is find the deal, and you know how to find a good deal, right? So it's the same thing as in the residential side. You find a motivated seller, or you find a building that's abandoned or dilapidated, that's in an area that is kind of, up and coming and gentrifying around an urban center. You get that thing under contract. The difference is you don't have to close in a week or 30 days or whatever. On commercial, typically you can get 6 months to a year, and you put it under contract with the option to buy it. And your consideration for that option, your earnest money, if you will, is the due diligence you're going to do. So you say, look, Mr. Seller, I'll give you $1 million for this building, but I'm going to need 6 months to do my due diligence, and I'm going to need 6 months to close after that. It's a much longer process depending on what you're doing. So the first thing you do is you get it under control, make sure it's a good deal. And, values are values. They're pretty easy to determine on a commercial property, just like they are on residential. You just got to talk to some brokers and, people in the game, and, you can really vet the values pretty easily. So once you get that property under contract, then you start going through due diligence process. And what you offer the seller in consideration for option money is all the work you're going to do: your environmental assessment, your asbestos assessment, your lead assessments, any kind of surveys on the property, any kind of plans that you do, any of that. And you want to limit your upfront cash spend. So you want to kind of know what you're getting into a little bit, but you want to control the property. So once you get it under contract, then you go find a developer and a general contractor to go through that building with you and start walking through it. And they'll start pointing out, hey, this is going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. We got to watch out for this, watch out for that. Depending on the building and what's going on, you can get structural engineers and architects to walk the project with you, with your developer, and really start going through it and start looking at things. But asbestos isn't really a problem. You just get the assessment done, and then you do the abatement. So it's just a cost. And I mean, I've done those on residential, lead, same kind of thing. In a lot of areas, with properties before a certain date, you have to have that lead assessment. You got to do the lead abatement, which none of that's really a big deal. It's just a matter of going through the process and factoring into the cost of the deal. And it's just like anything else. If you find out there's a huge asbestos problem or any other type of problem, you go back to the seller and say, hey, it's going to take $200,000-300,000 to abate this. He would have to do it anyways. So you just negotiate that out in the deal and then move from there. So it's really the same process. It's just a different set of parameters and a different set of tests and inspections that you want to go through. And it's a longer time frame.